Okay, alright, that's 2. Welcome back, guys. That was me setting a new record for a Kenshi speedrun, something I've never done before. But on May 23rd, I went live with the goal of breaking some world records, and this is the story of the ones we broke. I originally came up with this idea because I was exploring speedrun.com, a website full of thousands of games that people speedrun all the time. And of course, I enjoy Kenshi, so I just thought I'd look it up for fun. This is where I quickly got drawn in, because right on the front page is a death speedrun. That's right, there's a speedrun in Kenshi to see who can die the quickest, coming in at 3 seconds. If you've never played Kenshi before, I promise you this is the most accurate representation of the game. But the death speedrun had just drawn me in. What was making me stay was the defeat speedruns. All of a sudden I was seeing people were killing cat-lon in under 10 minutes, or even under 5, killing Tengu, Asada, people that in my first run, I spent 150 hours preparing my colony to take them down. So even though the death speedrun seemed funny, I wanted to see if I could defeat this legend in under 10 minutes too, which is how I spent the first hour of my stream. Just learning the speedrun and trying to defeat cat-lon under the hardcore rules. This meant no tricks, no gimmicks, no cheating. And as someone who's never run the game before, I figured it'd be a good starting point. In order to defeat cat-lon in hardcore mode, you have to first pick the nobodies start, making sure to change the first character to a skeleton as they don't starve and won't be affected by hunger over the long journey. After that, you have a 1 in 3 chance to spawn in the right location, which is Stove's Garden. Although it may not look like much, this location is the closest one to the Ashlands, giving you the best chance to make it there quickly. But already, we're at the whims of RNG. And it wasn't uncommon for me to see Venge in the border zone back to back multiple times before even getting a chance to do the run properly. When you do get that chance, you need to be on top of your shit, because right away, there are multiple things you have to do back to back. The first is opening up the map and very quickly setting a route for your character. While doing this, you'll need to hit a keyboard shortcut to enable the fastest in-game speed. Now, while running towards your location at hyperspeed, you have to pull up the faction tab and kick out the 4 other schmucks that spawned with you. We won't need them. If anything, they're just going to slow us down, literally. The game will be trying to load your current position as well as the position of these guys, increasing your load times. Of course, all the heavy lifting is in the beginning. Once you've taken care of these things, most of the time is actually just spent walking. After walking for a very long time, you will eventually enter the Ashlands, home of the great leader cat-lon, sitting upon his throne. This guy is a bit of a narcissist and has a really long opening dialogue where he talks about himself and the olden days. Just like old people in real life, he will ramble on forever, completely oblivious to everything around him, which means that we can start beating him in the back of the head. Nothing will happen at first, but each of these failed messages indicates XP gained in assassination. And ideally, you can hit him over the head enough times during his dialogue to level up your assassination skill to like 90, eventually being able to knock him out. Unfortunately, if you don't knock him out before he finishes talking, he will kill you. But once you land a good hit and knock him out, all you have to do is take out the AI core that powers him, which will result in him dying. Afterwards, you can just sit on his throne. Of course, things don't always go your way. We've already talked about the spawn lottery that you have to win just to start. And even then, it's RNG what enemies spawn around you or in your path. Most of my runs died because Reavers would follow me and beat me down. Other times, cat-lon wasn't even sitting in his chair. But eventually, the stars align and you are given a chance to prove yourself, which is what happened to me a little after an hour of trying. I got the good spawn in Stove's Garden, quickly placing down a spot on the map to walk to. I hesitated on entering 3 times speed at the beginning, but was up to speed now and was already removing members from my squad. After that, I double checked my map to see I was heading in the right direction. Going on the right side of this mountain range tends to result in less Reavers attacking you. Unfortunately, I still had a couple following me, but I was able to outrun them. With the hard part down, we entered the Ashlands. Once again, I was being chased by some robots. I figured they were probably going to kill us anyways, so I just kept playing nonchalantly, discussing breakfast choices with chat. I didn't know it at the time, but if you make it to cat-lon's dome, other enemies will just leave you alone, which meant the robots from earlier actually weren't a problem, and I was able to enter his dome easily. After quickly running behind his throne, I started attempting to knock him out, and although I'm not the fastest clicker on the internet, I was able to get it done. And just like that, I had secured 2nd place in this category, which might seem underwhelming given the title of this video, but that's because I wasn't really here for the hardcore speedrun. The hardcore speedrun was just practice. I just wanted to learn the route, the techniques that you needed to take down cat-lon. The category I actually wanted to do was cat-lon unlimited. In this category, you're allowed to use any sort of tricks, gimmicks, cheats that you want to save time, including using the in-game editor, which is normally used only for debugging. But in Kenshi, you can actually use it to move around the world without being tethered to your character, but you move at the speed of the camera. This is where I come in. On April 1st, the developers of Kenshi released a small update, mostly patching bugs and issues, but also introducing a free cam. If you watch any of my other videos, I use the free cam to get cinematic shots all the time. But while making my videos and messing around with the camera, I realized that you can move really fast. For example, here's how fast you move in the debug tool normally. And here's how fast you move if you pair the debug tool with the cinematic camera together. By making silly little videos about Monkey and Uyghur, I had accidentally discovered a landmark mechanic that could change all unlimited Kenshi speedruns forever. So while I may not have been able to get the world record for hardcore cat-lon, I knew that I had found an easy way to top the unlimited category. Unlimited cat-lon plays very similarly to hardcore cat-lon, choosing the nobody spawn in the hopes of getting Sobe's garden. This will place you extremely close to the Ashlands, letting you start your journey. Except now, we can pick a hive instead of a skeleton, since hunger isn't going to affect us. The reason hunger won't affect us is because you can actually use the debug tool as a way to teleport your characters literally anywhere on the map. Once you engage the in-game editor and fly to the location of your desire, you can save the game and then reload it. Just make sure to check the box that says reset squad locations. I think the intended way of using this feature was to get your characters unstuck from walls or weird holes in the ground, but paired with the in-game editor, you can teleport your squad anywhere you want. And in this case, we want to go to his front door. Since teleporting doesn't affect our hunger, we can actually pick a hive instead, which gives us increased XP gain, making it quicker to assassinate cat-lon. This speedrun happens just as quick as the other one. As soon as you spawn in, you have to hit multiple keyboard shortcuts right away. Shift F12 to enter the in-game editor, semicolon to enter the free cam, then you have to scroll your mouse wheel to increase the speed of the camera, all the while holding down WASD to move towards your target of the Ashlands. Once you manage to get all this down, you can fly over there extremely quickly, and then use the teleportation trick to transport your squad. From there, the run is the same as the last one. Run behind his throne, take advantage of his senile ways, and steal his robot brain. Then, you can sit in his throne and pretend to be king. Unfortunately, just like the hardcore cat-lon runs, it wasn't always guaranteed that things would go right. And on stream, my game crashed 3 times in a row. I had already been playing Kenshi for hours and loading the map over and over again, and I think that paired with streaming was just too much. So I had to come back the next day and make this run offline. Right off the bat, quick exit, in-game editor enabled, and we were on our way to the Ashlands. After a little bit of flying, you show up to his dome and line yourself up with these snowbanks. Because we move so quickly, the dome won't be loaded in yet, so you just have to line yourself up with these snowbanks and hope you're in the right spot. Once everything loads, quickly quick save with F5 and reload it, checking the squad position box. Once my game loaded and didn't crash, I was able to beat him over the head and get my final time. Just a couple days ago, I had only known how to kill cat-lon after hours and hours of playing, and now I was capable of killing him in less than 2 minutes. This was also a massive 3-minute difference from the previous world record, and if you've ever watched speedrunning stuff before, you'll know that 3 minutes is a massive amount of time. My new technique had actually done it. I wasn't a Kenshi speedrunner. I'm not a speedrunner of any game. I just play Kenshi for fun, but my little videos had taught me a new mechanic that would change Kenshi Unlimited speedruns forever. And just to prove my theory, I tested it on another category. At this point in the stream, I was pretty tired, so I wanted something simple. That's why I went for beep percent. After watching the previous world record holder in Deckstick, I decided it was something I could do, and began running beep. Beep runs are not nearly as complicated as any of the defeat runs. You start off as a hive exile, hoping for a hive village close to Mongrel. From there, you simply run due north as quickly as possible to enter the town. Once inside the walls of Mongrel, you have to play a game of Where's Waldo to find the little hiver in the sea of people. Then, select the right dialogue choices to recruit him. On stream, I was able to get the good spawn close to Mongrel and began running north right away. The biggest issue you can run into in this speedrun is fogmen. They can chase you as soon as you enter the foglands and follow you all the way to the city gates. Luckily, they didn't stop this run. While my character was still running, I looked ahead and found Beep relatively quickly, but struggled to click on him right away. After finally getting my character to go talk to him, I spammed the 1 key to pass through the dialogue and recruit Beep just 4 seconds faster than the previous world record. As great as that was, once again, I was simply using this limited category as a practice run for the unlimited category. Just like the unlimited cat-lon, right out of the gate you have to input like 4 different commands across your keyboard and mouse while trying to fly. As a result, I flew in the wrong direction a little bit before turning around, but I knew that my new strategy was so quick it wouldn't matter if I made a little mistake while flying. Once I landed in Mongrel, I used a teleportation trick to move our character from the High Village to Mongrel. After loading, I quickly looked for Beep and had a lovely discussion with him at the speed of sound. And just like that, I had achieved first place once again. By the end of the stream, I had broken records in multiple categories. And if you found any of this interesting, I would challenge you to break some yourself. I just showed you how I did it, and there's not a lot of people who run this game. I would love to see you guys beating me and letting me know in the comments. For now, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch so you can catch the next stream. Have a good day.